the recognized symbol of excellence in collecting podcasts.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio. This is a show where we talk about action figures, toys, collectibles, and all that sort of thing. So if that's what you're into, you are in the right place. My name is John Sargent.
And my name is Christian McGann.
We have got a loaded show, as always, for you this week. We are going to do Comeback Victory Figures Part 2, which I'm really excited about. It was my idea, a seed that I had that made us come back to the comeback victory. We're going to go over the news, which is plentiful because of WonderCon and some other like Mattel reveals and things like that. So we got a lot of news to go over this week. And then I am going to give Christian a pop quiz. Have you studied?
I had a sinking suspicion on what I think it might have been. So, no.
At this stage in the game, the listeners know what it is because it's in the title and the description.
Okay.
And you don't know what it is because you only think about yourself.
Well, yeah.
So, I'm pretty stoked to give you this pop quiz.
No, I did kind of jump a little bit, like, really quickly earlier today where I was like, oh, crap, I forgot about the quiz. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, there's, in all joking aside, you can't prepare for it. You have no clue what it is.
I have no idea what it is, yeah.
You guys can follow along with the fun on Instagram at Mighty Champions. That is where you can ask us questions. That is where you can chat with us. That is where you will see the visuals of the new purchases. I've got a couple sitting right next to me right here. That's where you'll see our toy hunts. That's where we can repost your collections and share them with people. That's where you can do your figure flashbacks, all of that sort of stuff. So if you want to interact, hit us up at Mighty Champions. We would love to hear from you guys. While you are phone out, you might as well subscribe to the podcast. You're listening to it. You're in Germany, Australia, all over the United States, everywhere else where we got listeners. Hit that subscribe button and please leave us a review. It's the best way to support the show. It's the only way that the show can grow. We need the reviews. Every time we get a review, we see a big bump in listenership. It just works like that. So we would be really, really appreciative if you could do that. We got a couple of toy shows going on in May. In the Texas region. More details to follow, but if you're in the Texas region and you want to come with us on some of these toy hunts, to some of these toy shows, stay tuned, and more dates coming up in the future. All right. That's all the admin out of the way. Christian, I got to tell you about the week that I've had.
Tell me about it.
As far as my personal life, pretty standard.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. Work, martial arts. I took a trip to Big Bend National Park.
I haven't heard. John and I work together. Okay, if you're tuning in for the first time, I have not heard anything about this.
So there's a lot that happened, but there's not a lot to tell because honestly, it's just staring at a beautiful sky and mountains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. There's not a lot to describe. We did some off-roading, we did some hiking. It was a getaway.
I'm assuming it was like one of those things where put the phone down.
Yeah, exactly.
And just take it for
taking
what it
pictures,
is.
But other than that, no internet, you couldn't be more disconnected.
Yeah.
So that's 3 days where we were basically in the car, and
driving
through the desert and hanging out in the Texas Southwest desert. And honestly, it was a great time.
Cool.
It was hot for sure, but it was so beautiful. Like you could see constellations and
that's crazy.
Galaxies, and it's just unbelievably cool. You're right on the Mexican border. It's just beautiful.
Wow.
But as far as toys goes, I got a notification while I was traveling, in a moment of having a connection. That
you standing at the top of a mountain, come on.
Just on Ringside Collectibles.
Exactly.
With one bar.
Yeah.
I got the notification that I had sold that First Blood book. If you guys have been listening to the podcast, then you'll remember that I discovered that I have a first edition printing of First Blood.
Yeah.
And I thought at first that it was worth $1 million.
Well, so to give you even more of a backstory, you had got on randomly or whatever. Something triggered it for you to look it up on eBay, and it was like had sold for like
it's like $350, I think
something
it was.
like that. Yeah.
So when I went to go list mine, I realized mine was a library copy.
I don't know why that's funny. You never returned it?
Yeah, Bookman's after me.
Oh, Bookman. Yeah.
No, it just has the thing on the
Library
inside.
cop.
The like little sleeve with the punch thing from like the 70s.
Still cool though.
It is cool, but it makes it less valuable to a collector.
Yeah.
So, but it sold, and I got $150 for it.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, which, all right. I'm okay with that.
I'm like, if I'm spending money on a book, it's moving that decibel right over one to $1.50.
But because I was in the middle of like off-roading or whatever when that happened, I forgot about it.
Nice.
And then that was on like, I want to say Saturday or something. And then a few days goes by, come back from the trip, unpack, unwind, like I was exhausted, refresh. Another day goes by. And I'm just sitting in here, like, being tired. And I'm like, man, I'm itchy.
Yeah.
Like, I am itchy. I need some new figs. Let me check eBay. And I open eBay. Now, eBay's all, hey, man, you sold something that you have to ship. And I was like, damn it. So, frustrated, aggravated, get up, find the right box, the packing material, lovingly pack it into the box. Printer's out of ink. Can't print the label, like, God, gotta go buy ink, right? Finally get the label printed, get the pickup from the USPS. Like, I hate this. I hate selling stuff via eBay, like, one at a time. It's annoying. And then I sit down, wait, I have $150 in my eBay account right now. Immediately go spend it right then, within 10 minutes, I spent all of it. What did I get, you might be wondering? I got Batman, the animated series Robin.
Cool.
That comes with the hang glider.
Beautiful.
I got starting lineup Deion Sanders on the 49ers.
Okay.
And I got T2 exploding T1000.
Wow.
All mint on card.
Awesome.
All as mint as possible. Coincidentally, all Kenner.
So what? Because I was like, I can imagine your watch list on eBay is not necessarily chaotic, but there's probably a ton of stuff in there.
My saved search is like a lot of stuff, but it's all things that I actively collect. It's not any like miscellaneous.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm like curious about like what you were like. I want 3 things.
Yeah, so the first thing I went to was Batman the Animated Series.
Okay.
And the first character I went to was Two-Face.
Okay.
And I couldn't find one that was mint, the correct price, and his medallion that he's wearing is like hanging in the front.
Okay.
He has a loose, like actual chain medallion on that sometimes goes around his neck and is hanging in the back. And I don't know if you can jiggle it to correct that or not. Yeah. So I'm not going to buy it unless I can see it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? That's my crazy brain. Right?
Yeah.
It comes with it. I want to see it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I went to a few different Batman animated series like figures like Man Bat, and there's a lot of them that I need still, honestly, but Robin was up on that list. Like that's regular big. Robin, it isn't antifreeze or electric.
Yeah,
or
which one do you have right now? You have a Dick Grayson Robin, but it's like you put his suit on for him essentially.
Yeah, it's the figure is Dick Grayson and it comes with the suit. There's also a Bruce Wayne that comes with the suit. Yeah. So this is just called Robin. Which I'm stoked on because that to me that's the companion to Combat Bill Batman.
Of course.
And then the exploding T1000 is my second T2 figure. So fired up on that. So I got those, which none of them have arrived yet, but book to figures immediately. Then I was out hunting this week, which I hunted a lot this week.
Okay.
Like a lot this week. But I came up essentially completely empty as far as the things that I collect. I'm looking for Mr. Fuji at Target, and I'm looking for the Ninja Turtles and the Monday Night Wars at Walmart. And I don't know why I do that. Yeah. I legitimately don't understand what I'm doing with my life.
Yeah, it's just like the anticipation, I guess, you know.
Yeah. But I did see Blokees. So I picked up this Infinity Saga Thor Blokees. I meant to put it together this week before we started recording so that I could give a scientific debriefing on what it is like to put together a Blokees figure, but I did not have the time to do that. So maybe next week I'll have that debriefing. But I've got this really cool looking, they kind of look like a cartoon, which I kind of appreciate. 94 pieces. I have it on good authority that they're not too difficult to put together, so maybe an idiot like me can actually handle it. So yeah, I got that. And then in the mail, we're going to do a live unboxing while you're telling me about how your week went. I got from Ringside Collectibles the brand new Mattel Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan that I think I said on the podcast, I believe that this is the definitive Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
And that no one will ever need another one after this.
Yeah.
So this is the brand new one, if you guys know, that has like the piece where he's ripping his shirt. And then it has a cloth shirt as well. So I'm gonna open this and review it while we're sitting here. But that's enough from me. What was your week like?
Yeah, man, kind of same thing. Pretty low key. Had like a middle of the or like beginning of the week baseball game, so that was kind of weird. Feel like it threw me off, and so like my days were like
because you're used to playing them on different days.
Yeah, it's like usually you're playing them on the weekend, so that was a little bizarre. Had to kind of rewrite my schedule, and like I don't know, it was weird. So a lot of like time spent just like at my house, but.
The box says, what you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you on the bottom. And then on the top it says, say your prayers and eat your vitamins.
Dang.
Did you know that Hulk Hogan told people to say their prayers?
I didn't know he said that. I know the vitamins thing.
Yeah, say your prayers and eat your vitamins.
Well, there it is, folks.
He wears a Jesus piece.
But he was not a great person.
No.
He was just he was a liar.
He's a liar and a racist. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so, but yeah, man, before then, it's like weird, right? We haven't caught up in a minute. But last Saturday, as far as toy news goes on my part, last Saturday, it was like a free Saturday. My girlfriend was out of town. I finished work pretty early, like got done with some clients at like 9 a.m. or something, or no, like 11. I don't even remember, but it was like, all right, I've got like an entire Saturday. So I was talking to one of my buddies who's in my band and also on my baseball team, and we were getting ready. We were like going to go hit at the cage and like get some work in, because usually it's like if there's a free Saturday, like I'm going to go get that work in. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, like, you know, let's go do that. But I had gone the night before to hit at the same cage, and I don't know, it was just like the vibe was not there. Some of the machines were kind of pitching weird. The balls were kind of feeling funky. And so I basically was like, you know what? I honestly can just take today just to do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and you know, one of the previous episodes I talk about how I got the first homer of the year out of the way.
Yeah.
And I think by doing that, it just sort of gave me this like internal permission to be like, you know what? You can rest today. Like normally, like this, like I'm always like, you know, I'm going to go hit in the cage, whatever. Like that's just a really big part. Still is, obviously. But that day was just sort of like, dude, go enjoy yourself. Like, you know, so it was this sort of impromptu, you know, trek to San Antonio. We're located in Austin. So, you know, you're committing like an hour and a half, probably longer because traffic is awful.
If you're not familiar, lengthwise, not that bad. Stress-wise, just bad drivers, bad roads, traffic.
Yeah, it's about an hour and 20 minutes, no traffic. But it's like no traffic is not consistent. Yeah, it's just so it's like bumper to bumper for like the whole entire time. So we hit up 3 places. The first place we went to was Buddy's Toys and Collectibles, which is a cool store. They have like a good amount of stuff. I would say they have like more modern, in my opinion, than I think they do like vintage. So it was a little bit of a kind of like in and out kind of scenario. I've never purchased anything from that. Actually, you know what? I take it back. The first time I went there, I ended up finding something. But yeah, this time was kind of like an in and out kind of scenario where it was like, all right, I'm in. I kind of see what they have. The pricing is like, I'm not really finding anything that's like speaking to me. The second place we went to was Toy Hunters, and we spent about 2 hours there, like straight up 2 hours. So I've done a video before about Toy Hunters, and I've talked about it obviously in in length about just, it's a really, really cool store. I mean, it's literally covered head to toe in toys. They have really amazing collections. They had a ton of gas this time, and it was really challenging to make that decision about what I wanted to get, because some things I felt like were priced a little higher than I was like more comfortable to pay. Because I was like, you've been in the game long enough to understand like what the going rate for some of these things are.
Right.
And so they definitely play ball with you there. If you go up and, if you kind of have a hesitation, they'll sort of be like, well, what are we thinking or whatever. You can definitely work the discount. That's something that I think is pretty cool about that place is if you're kind of like, hey, if I buy, one or two more of these items, can I, is there any way? And they'll be like, yeah, we'll, give you 15% off or whatever, something. I don't know. So at least that's happened for me a couple times. So ended up finding, there was tons of gas there, bro. Tons of gas. There's some small soldiers like Major Chip Hazard in there. Yeah, you're looking at over a bill for just like that. Not even in great condition either.
Really?
So for loose, not loose, but in box. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Small soldiers is not like my thing.
Yeah.
So I had no idea.
Yeah, man. That movie is a banger.
Yeah,
so,
like I could absolutely see how it would be people's like main thing if they're of a certain age, for sure.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time just deep diving, and I was kind of like not really sure, didn't really have a budget in mind about how much I wanted to spend that day. I kind of was in this state where I was like, if I run across some gas that I absolutely can't deny, like I'm going to get it. So when it came down to it, I was looking, they had a Colossus Toy Biz Marvel Legends, which I need, and I've always sort of picked another thing over him.
Yeah.
But he usually goes around $40. That's like in box, but they had him at like 55. And so at first I was going to attempt to try to get him to like, hey, this is, last 3 sold here on eBay is like $39. Is there any way we can play ball? But then I found an X-Men Classics Toy Biz. So like not like OG X-Men, like the 2005 X-Men Classics or 2004, whatever it is, maybe even earlier than that. But an Archangel. So that was freaking awesome. And he was only $30. And then
That's
I found
so crazy.
Yeah, and I found like a Lightspeed Power Ranger, I think is the name of the thing, for like $10. So I got those 2 things there. So felt like I struck out a little bit because I was like, what I wanted to get didn't feel like, there were a lot of things that I would have walked away with. It's just the pricing was like, eh. So we ended up going to Heroes and Fantasies, which you and I had gone there before.
Is that it's like a little comic book store?
It's a comic book shop, yeah.
But it's got a good amount of like vintage figures.
I believe there's like 2 of them.
Okay.
There's one that's really, really big, which I haven't gone to, and obviously didn't go to. I went to the one that you and I went to, and I was kind of worried because I was like, oh man, I was like, it's a comic book shop, so sometimes if they have anything, it might just be modern, and then 2, because it's a comic book shop, they might be like, $50, like whatever, just for whatever reason, but yeah, we kind of zoned in there really quick, and I look in, and the first thing I see that is like really the only thing I see is the DC Direct, the Spectre Hal Jordan, and it was $18, and I was like, I didn't even think twice, just grabbed it.
Done.
Yeah, looked around, not really a ton more. Again, a lot of just modern stuff, and so it was kind of easy in and out. And then the last place, I was like done for the most part. I was like, all right, well, that's it. That's all kind of I know. I didn't really do any more recon. There were a couple other places that had popped up that I think you and I had gone to, but they just were really like, it was just small, and they're like, I don't know if I'm going to drive 30 minutes in red on Google Maps to like strike out. And anyway, ended up finding this place called Ekman's Toys and Collectibles, which I have no idea how I didn't know was a thing, but or it's Books and Collectibles. Because at first I was like, Books and Collectibles. I'm thinking like it's like a bookstore or something like
a
that.
half-price books situation.
Yeah, but then when I pull up the photos, the first thing I see is a wall of Toy Biz Marvel Legends, which I'll ad nauseum obviously talk about it in every single episode. It's the thing that is my compass, my why, if you will. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. And so not that far from where we were at, we go in there, and immediately I'm just sort of like, okay, hold on just a second. It's a little awkward because it's quiet in there, and it's like, it's a little smaller than like the normal toy store, I feel. And the dude that was like, I guess manages the place was like, hey, just FYI, like all this is 50% off. And I'm like, okay, that's insane. And I kind of stopped him for a second. I was like, hold on, wait, what? And he was like, this is all, he's like, that's 50% off, that's 50% off. And then I'm like, oh, and I was like making jokes like, does somebody need to pinch me? Because I don't know if I'm like in the right place.
Am I still asleep?
Dude, it was gnarly. I mean, everything that I love and adore and like collect, more importantly, was 50% off. And I'm like, well, darn it, had I just come here for the day, literally, if I just would have went there.
Toy Destiny, man.
I would have, yes, intuition, as I like to call it.
Toy Destiny, as everyone calls it.
Yeah, I would have like absolutely walked away with probably one of the most grail, like, takeaway hauls of a lifetime, dude. So that was amazing. I ended up walking away with a Spider-Man Classics 2-pack of Spider-Man and Doc Ock.
So sick.
Dude, $60 on the wall, $30 for it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, I'll never pay $30 in a billion years ever for this. Like, there's just no way unless you find another 50% sale or somebody who just doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then
you'll never pay only $30.
Yeah, man. And then I picked up a loose Hulk from the Incredible Hulk Toy Biz line, which is just so unbelievably beautiful.
Yeah.
And that entire line was there loose, and I was like, I probably would have walked away with the whole thing had I
think
just
when we did the
there.
Hulk episode, we were raving about that.
Yes,
one.
100%.
Yeah.
So that was an amazing, amazing day where it was just like, holy crap, this was destiny. Like, it straight up was a destiny type moment. So I definitely got that. The crazy thing is I was itching bad. That's why I was like, I gotta go. Even if I was going to make the trek alone, but my buddy was like, yeah, I'll go with you. And he ended up finding actually, he's not like a super big collector. He's like real into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because he plays in my band, but he also has another band called Soul Exchange, which is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. I think it's also Magic, but he ended up finding some Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster at Toy Hunters, but it was like missing the wings. And then he found a Mark McGuire, because he's from St. Louis. He's a big Cardinals guy. Found a Mark McGuire like bobblehead from like '97,
nice.
Like at the peak of like the home run race.
Yeah.
So he found that for like $10. So he didn't strike out, and yeah, it was cool, man. It was an amazing trek, and yeah, it was like one of those things where I am like, all right, well, now I know. But that being said, while I was there, I was like, in there kind of deep diving, and the guy was telling us about the shows they do. And he's like, yeah, have you been to one of our toy shows? I'm like, no. When are they? Where are they? And how and when and how and where? And he was like, man, like, we bring like crazy amounts of stuff there. He was like, it's $5 to get in. He's like, because why would we charge anything? I mean, dude, he's like reading my mind.
I know, this is like the stuff that we have been talking about. Mm-hmm. Like, why does it have to be? Why are they behind glass? Why are they so expensive? Like, when I can get it for this amount online. Mm-hmm. Why are we doing toy shows where it's a $20 charge to get in? Why, and then you go to this magical place where they're like, we do it right.
Dude, he was like, we're like, the sale has been going on since February. He's like, it's going to go until we're done because we need to make room for more toys coming in. And I'm like, I literally took a knee. I was like, I bow before you. And I'm like, that's how you do it, man. You don't get so fixated on these one thing where you're just hoarding like the most basic items and then just slapping a fat price tag on it because you think it's worth that much.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about the shows, and he was like, no celebrities, none of that type of stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, he's like, it's just a toy show. He's like, we'll have comics, we'll have art and stuff like that selling. He's like, but it's just about toys. And I'm just like, beautiful. And then he was like, the $5 price tag, it's like, why would we try to like stop people from coming in? Like, and like kids from like 9 and under get in free or something like that. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, because that's what it's about. He's like, it's about actual kids and then kids like you and I, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, can I stay here in the back?
Can you adopt me?
Yeah, it was amazing, man. So, Yeah, we'll have the dates for those because we'll definitely be going over there and doing some.
We got a lot of listeners in San Antonio, so
yeah, man,
they should come out. They should come out.
So, all right, you want to break down this Hulk?
Yeah, dude. So this Hulk Hogan's out of the box. Finally, it fought me tooth and nail. I don't understand why they put rubber bands and little freaking clippies into these things. Like it's taped into the box. If the tape's gone, don't take the return. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Anyways, the figure is magnificent. So first of all, the tan on this thing, like they maybe like a year ago or something. See the Hollywood Hogan in the middle right there?
Yeah.
That was a re-release of the NWO Hulk Hogan because the first one was too pale. It just looked weird and pale. So they gave him a little bit bigger arms and they changed the tan and they re-released it. And since then, every Hogan figure that has come out has this burnt hot dog look to it, which is just better and more accurate. And especially in the red and yellow.
Yeah.
Like the tan just pops. So that's one thing. The shirt, the one-piece shirt that's being ripped, which is a brand new thing, never seen before, has like the tears in the back and all of that, and it's connected to the hands. It runs through the hands, and this is a set of hands with the shirt in it.
Cool.
So I didn't even take it off to try the cloth shirt or the other hands, because why would you?
Yeah.
Like who in their right mind buys this figure and then does something other than this?
Right.
But yeah, he's got his crucifix. He's got the headband, which kind of tucks underneath the sides of his hair, so that is a little bit delicate. And then the belt, the Winged Eagle belt, is the newer, updated, more detailed with like black and blue. So it's the best version that has been. I'm not going to display it with the belt because only my fronters get belts. And Hulk Hogan, although he was my life when I was a kid, due to things that we've already discussed, is not a fronter for me. Right. So he's not going to have a belt, but somebody else could have this belt. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. Some other people could use this belt, and this is an upgrade over the ones that they have. So this is the best Hulk Hogan for sure. My only thing is, and I won't be able to find out today, is I do kit bash a little bit to make like the ideal versions. This is WrestleMania 3-ish zone because he's wearing the headband that's basically made out of a cutout shirt.
Nice.
But my preferred perfect Hulk Hogan when I was like the most obsessed with him is more like 91, 92, where he's wearing a bandana that covers his whole head. Yeah. And I'm wondering if I could take either the bandana or the head off of the Ultimate and put it on this, because then that would be a triple plus for me. Yeah. But if not, this is totally just fine. It'll still replace the one that's in the case. And then also this one came with a Hulk Rules shirt that is not Velcro. It's not split. It's one piece. So this shirt will go on that other figure, and then that will go in a box somewhere. Nice. So if you're a Hogan fan, if you need a Hogan, this is the one. This is early runner for figure of the year. Probably, if I had to guess, won't maintain that position.
It's early.
But as of right now, I think this is probably my figure of the year.
Cool.
All right. Why don't we get into comeback victory figures?
McDonald's presents a Happy Meal with the Looney Tunes. They're normal, cartoon characters. But while at McDonald's, they transform into Superbugs, Wonder Pig, Taz Flash, and Bat Duck.
And all we did was change our clothes.
And now your kids get one of 4 Looney Tunes toys. Each one comes with its very own Snap-on costume with every $1.99 hamburger Happy Meal you buy. They're proud, brave, and willing to face danger.
Huh? I don't recall that stipulation in the contract.
$1.99 Happy Meal only at McDonald's.
We've done this segment before, and basically what it is something where either you had a change of heart or you just hadn't looked at it closely enough, or in this case, for me anyways, I had an epiphany and realized that I'm a bigger fan of something than I thought that I was. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we mean by comeback victory. Last time I was talking about the WCW Smash and Slam figures. Which I haven't acquired any of, but I'm waiting to see them in the wild. I think I want to get them if I see them in the wild. What happened this time was my beautiful girlfriend and I took a road trip out to the American Southwest. And we're driving around and we kept on making jokes about how it looks like Looney Tunes.
Okay.
And there are actual roadrunners, real birds, by the way. I found that out the hard way. I did not know they're real.
Yes.
They are real. They're not, 4 feet high, but they are real. They eat rattlesnakes whole.
Yeah, they're pretty gnarly, man. They used to run around in my old house in Bastrop all the time. I think my dad has a Roadrunner tattoo, honestly, because they were always in our yard running around.
Awesome.
Funny.
We're out four-wheeling one day, and we're on a paved road to go to the next off-road trail, and we come up to a rock that has a tunnel carved through it, and we both simultaneously make the same joke that it's got to be painted on.
Sure.
Like, there's no way that's a real tunnel. Then when we enter the tunnel, we both make the joke, a train's going to come from the other side of it, right? Then we're leaving Big Bend, and I'm driving, and we're already feeling nostalgic because we had such a great time. So Danielle pulls up this, list of facts about Roadrunners and all this kind of stuff, which leads to a list of facts about Wile E. Coyote. And she's telling me these trivia facts about Wile E. Coyote, and one of them was that in the entire history of Wile E. Coyote versus the Roadrunner, that he only ever caught the Roadrunner one time. And she explains the premise where Roadrunner is escaping. He runs into a tube. Wile E. Coyote follows him. They go through a series of tubes that get smaller and smaller. They come out the end of the other tubes and they're miniature, and they both stop. And then they look at each other and then just kind of unspoken decide to go back through. So they go back through the tubes that are now getting larger and larger, and Roadrunner pops out normal size, and Wile E. Coyote pops out still small.
Amazing.
And he takes out his fork and knife and actually gets to the Roadrunner, and it's not until he bites into him that he realizes that he's small. And I died laughing at her reading this to me, and it occurred to me, I'm a massive Looney Tunes fan. I always have been a massive Looney Tunes fan. I just thought that the Looney Tunes were permanent, like food and air and water, and that everybody liked them as much as I did. Mm-hmm. I never really put that much thought into my outlook on life, my sense of humor, and how much of the way I see things comes from Looney Tunes. I know classical music because of Looney Tunes. I just, when I was in Mexico, they have these community meetup spots, don't get lost, meet up here. And it's a green arrow pointed out on the ground, like a bullseye pointed on the ground. And every time we saw one of those, I would just stand on it and look up, and everyone's like, what are you looking for? And I said, an anvil. Yeah. So my comeback victory is Looney Tunes. I need to collect Looney Tunes.
I love it.
But here's what we need to discuss.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know what it is. So I looked it up. I did a pretty extensive research into what's available. Obviously, there is infinite Looney Tunes merchandise. I know that it's not clothing, although there is Taz NWO shirts.
That's sick.
And I might have to get one.
You probably do.
It's not clothing. It's not plates and cups. It's not plushies.
Yeah.
It's not keychains. It's not the thing that sticks on the inside of the window of your car.
Yeah.
So it's something figures or figure-ish.
Yeah.
Right? And some of the things that I know that they make is, so there's obviously Space Jam.
Yeah.
Which I'm a fan of Michael Jordan, and I'm a fan of the Looney Tunes, and I just kind of like Space Jam. I was late to the game on Space Jam.
Makes sense.
Because I was a Shaq kid.
Interesting.
Right? So I was anti-Michael Jordan in 1996 because I was a Shaq kid.
Okay.
There is this company called Applesauce that makes these little PVC statues that were like Shell gas station giveaways. You know this because of Samantha?
I believe that they're... I want to say it was either hard plastic or maybe it was PVC.
They're called the PVC.
Oh, okay,
it's part of the title.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you and I went to DVT the last time, that was one of the things that I bought out of the case.
Oh, okay. DC Direct made some.
Okay.
Tyco has made some. Playmates has made like the Space Jam, but they've also made just Looney Tunes like 2-packs that are more specific to episodes.
Yeah.
And then there's the McDonald's Happy Meals toys. Right? So I made a list of the characters that I like, that I care about. And then the reason that I did that is because historically I'm like one and done, or I try to be one and done. And I realized this is where I can go crazy.
Yeah.
Anything's on the table. Everything's on the table. 10 Daffy Ducks, 5 Tazes, 11 Marvin the Martians, 10 Bugs Bunnies, 20 Tazes.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all scales, all sizes.
Sure.
So this is the one thing where I'm like, if I'm going to go nuts, why wouldn't it be this?
Yeah.
Right? I just don't know where that goes, what it looks like, I haven't like fully formulated it.
Well, if you stick, because I think if you find some, they're probably going to be, I mean, outside of stuffed animals, they're probably going to be smaller.
Yeah.
So they will be able to be stored.
It could be I want it on display. I don't want it to be a toy box thing or like a bucket.
No, it absolutely needs to be on display.
I want it to be on display because, like, I don't know, I just didn't realize that I loved the Looney Tunes.
Dude, every time I see them, like, that's when I bought that, I was like, I want this, the Sylvester. Yeah. And there was like a ton of them. And they were like more expensive than I thought they would be. But I think because like people like them, they were like $12, $15 a pop.
They were huge in the early 90s.
Yeah.
My 5th grade loadout was like Looney Tunes pencil box, Looney Tunes backpack.
Yeah.
I think my class picture is Looney Tunes. There's an image of Taz and Bugs Bunny wearing like hip hop clothes that has made a resurgence.
Yes.
I was rocking that when it was new.
Yeah.
So there was a time where I knew out loud that I was a Looney Tunes fan. I don't know. It just seemed like it was always around. You know what I mean? I thought it was so universal that no one was more or less of a fan than anyone else. I just didn't really put that much thought into it. And I was like, no, I guess I'm like a fan. You know what I mean?
Funny thing is about Looney Tunes is how far it's traveled. Like it just
from the late
almost
40s.
Yeah, it almost just stopped, but I think it's coming back around.
They never let it fully go away. So it's going to come back into my life because Coyote versus Acme is coming out.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't know, Warner Brothers made a Who Framed Roger Rabbit-esque animated live-action movie about Wile E. Coyote suing Acme because their products don't work.
Yeah.
Even though it's almost exclusively user error.
Right.
And with Will Forte as his lawyer, they scrapped that movie to intentionally be a tax cut. They basically made a movie that they never even intended to release. They were sued for doing that, and now they're being forced by law to release that movie.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. And
that's funny.
That's going to be the next little bump in keeping the Looney Tunes like balloon up in the air.
Man.
And it'll probably have merchandise.
Dude, so yeah, I think that'll be funny. But obviously Looney Tunes was always around, but like 3 big places come to me about like the impact that I think Looney Tunes has, because I'm in the similar boat where I think I find a lot of like Looney Tunes-esque, like we have some McDonald's toys.
I think McDonald's toys is where I'll go the heaviest.
They're gonna be $1. You know what I'm saying?
The DC ones with the clip-on suits.
That's cool.
I can get all of them, I think, for like $8 right now.
Beautiful.
There's been so many McDonald's Looney Tunes, like the Space Jams one. Love all those. I think I get all 8 of those for like $10 or $20 right now.
Yeah.
On eBay. I think I want them in package though. I think I want the joy of taking them out of the package.
That's fair.
And smell that old French fry smell.
Man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I find like a bunch of Looney Tunes-esque stuff, like a lot of stuffed animals, but even still from like 2000, 2001 types at like some thrift stores. But yeah, 3 big places for me. Number 1 being Mr. Gatti's Pizza, which I don't know if that's...
What is Mr. Gatti's Pizza?
Well, there you go. That answers my question. I think it might just be more local to Texas, maybe.
Okay.
But Mr. Gatti's was like a buffet pizza place.
Oh, dude,
and
I can get down on some buffet
I
pizza right
would
now.
commit crimes against mozzarella right now if I had the chance. But I So we lived in Bastrop. Bastrop is a small town, still is, growing, but at the time, extremely small town. We would make these treks into Austin, which is about 50 minutes away. And there was a Mr. Gaddy's that was like right across the street, basically, from the airport.
So it's part of the trip.
Yeah.
Like standard, like that's part
For
of
sure.
it.
It was like we're hitting that up, then we're going to Zilker Park or whatever. And again, this was before Austin is the nightmare that it is today, right? So
The toyless nightmare.
dude, we go in.
That's a shirt.
Toyless nightmare.
Austin,
Crazy.
toyless nightmare.
Crazy. But they obviously, you know, again, I've mentioned many a time, growing up poor, fat,
Ugly and stupid.
ugly and stupid. They had the buffet. You get the buffet, you know, you're loading it up like it's your last day. You're about to, you know, like there's nukes in the sky, whatever. And
Kiss your loved ones and load up at the buffet.
dude, then you go into this room with a giant TV, almost like it almost felt like probably the size of this wall, maybe. Screen TV.
Yeah.
And it's just playing like Looney Tunes.
Amazing.
So I just would sit there. I didn't have cable, obviously, right? So I'm sitting there with like 19 pieces of pizza on my plate watching Looney Tunes.
Oh my God.
There's nothing better in this world.
Yeah.
The other thing was, I've talked about it before, which was the WB store that was in the mall.
The WB catalog and the WB store were so big when I was young.
Man, you go in there, there's like Batman stuff everywhere. There's Marvin the Martian ship that you climb inside, and it's got buttons that you can push that make noises. And then Six Flags and Looney Tunes was like this thing with the same with Batman and Superman, where it was like we'd go to Six Flags when we were younger, and then just like the combination of the two is just like burned into my skull.
I'm sure anyone listening to this that's around my age will relate to this. The Batman VHS had you'd pop it in, you'd see the WB like logo, but hear the Batman music. Then you would see the Batmobile coming towards Wayne Manor and hear Alfred selling you Diet Coke. Then the next ad was the WB catalog ad.
Okay.
And it was Bugs and Daffy talking about the catalog and like all the cool stuff that's in it for like get your 1989 catalog and go visit the store.
Oh,
also, like they were everywhere, dude. Like back in the day, and then like they pop up so frequently, and it just because of that constant just kind of popping up. Like I said, I just kind of figured they're just around for everybody to enjoy. It's like the trees or the sunset. Like
there's nothing wrong with them, man.
Yeah, like
nothing
I just
wrong with them.
like
I might even be in the same boat as you, man. This may have been just like the most first unified, like not even comeback victory, but almost like on deck collection.
Because I've been crushing it on YouTube ever since, and still laughing my butt off, dude.
Okay.
Like some of this stuff, the way that the comedy is written and like I was gonna say performed, but directed, I guess. The timing of how long it takes them to realize that they're going to fall or that they've been blown up or whatever is hysterical every time. I just can't get enough of it. So here's my list of characters.
Go for it.
Basically everybody but Granny. I just don't care about Granny.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's so funny. I don't need Granny.
Yeah, but I got Bugs, Daffy, Elmer, Yosemite Sam, Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, Tasmanian Devil, Marvin the Martian, Sylvester, Tweety Bird, Porky Pig, Speedy Gonzales. I frickin' love Speedy Gonzales. Pepe Le Pew, Foghorn Leghorn, Gossamer, Lola, and Rocky and Bugsy.
Perfect.
I don't think I left any of the heavy hitters out.
Did you say Sylvester? I
Yeah.
think. Okay.
Yeah, Sylvester's in there. You know, like I fell.
Those are all the heavy hitters.
I fell in love with Speedy Gonzales like this week. He's so unbelievably great.
I need
to
to
me.
get in there and watch
He's a
it.
superhero. He's amazing.
I love that.
Yeah, Gossamer, love Gossamer, the big hairy dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, but I also don't need to know what it is because I'm not applying any rules to it. That's basically where I'm at with it.
I mean, that's the most free you'll ever feel in your life, man. And it also backs it up of like, you know, when we talk about going to toy stores, when we have these like other on deck collections, it's okay if I don't find anything for me, it's Star Wars, Power of the Force, or Episode 1, 2, and 3.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Is it's my fallback.
It's fallback.
And honestly, I've never even thought for 1 second to look for anything Looney Tunes in any store I've ever been to before. And I can't wait to retrace my steps plus new adventures and go, okay, what's going on with the Looney Tunes here?
Yeah, man, that is amazing. I don't have a comeback victory, but I did come to a conclusion, which I think you came up with the term for it, which was blown lead. So, I mean, I'm putting it out there right now, so hold me accountable.
Making it official,
I think I'm making it official. So I came to this conclusion, which was not that hard to make. And, we've talked about it. We dropped some banger quotes on this about, I think you just like dinosaurs, which is this absolute truth. But there's something right now in my modern Jurassic Park collection that just doesn't speak to the way that Looney Tunes speaks, right? The way that Marvel Legends Toy Biz speaks. Like, it just doesn't speak to that inner child. And the more that we've done this podcast, the more that we have learned exactly like what our driving force is, what our compass is. And for me, it was like, it was a great way to like spend some time in that space and like to like, I don't even know what you would say. It's just kind of like all right, like this is like a little bit of a vacation.
You tried it on.
I tried it on.
You tried on modern dinosaur collector.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be a dinosaur collector, because I still plan, and I told you this the other day.
Just so all the other people with light up sandals don't get mad.
Another light up sandals, exactly. Like, trust me, I'm still in it. But
the other people wearing wolf shirts.
Exactly.
Just so they don't get upset with you. You're still buying dinosaurs.
My goal is still dinosaurs. I think I'm not going to go the modern route because, again, I kind of looked at my shelves the other day and I realized like I have 3 or 4 like Jurassic World figures, and I'm like, I love the way that those look. They're dinosaurs at the end of the day. Again, if I still played with toys, and if this were like me at 8 years old, like I would be the happiest person on the planet. But they're just not speaking to me the same way that, I have a 97 Lost World T-Rex. Like that thing, I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, it's beautiful. And then I have Is
it the knowledge that it's from a modern movie? And that you don't like or care about those movies?
I just don't like those movies. Those movies didn't do anything for me.
So like, you like the figure, but you, in the back of your mind, you know what it came from, and that's the problem.
I think that's more it, because it just doesn't speak to me. It's just a dinosaur. Whereas like the T-Rex from the 97 that my buddy gave me, it's like, obviously that was a gift. I would never get rid of that. But also just, it's like, that just feels the void that I need.
Yeah.
And I have another Spinosaurus that I found at a toy show that's like a 5-inch Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. So I still plan to like pursue those, and I think I'll stumble upon them in the wild.
So let me ask you this. Modern Jurassic Park 92 T-Rex, yes or no?
I think it's 93.
93.
But, that one's tough, man. That one's tough.
Because it's a modern figure.
It's a remake.
Of a retro figure.
Yeah. I think the pricing will always probably land, unless we found it at Ross for like $10 or something like that.
Yeah, let's say you found it for a price that you were okay with.
It's tough. It might be like a placeholder type thing, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you selling?
The plan is to get one of the tubs, in which I have like 3 or 4 merch tubs from the band, and I think one of them might be empty. So I was like, what I'm going to do is go grab one of those and then fill up that tub with my Jurassic Park, like the modern ones. A lot of them that I found at thrift stores, so it's not like I'm a ton of money in. Every one that I found, other than like 2, I bought at like a store. One I ordered, it was the super colossal Spinosaurus that I ordered from Walmart for $25, which that was an insane steal, like literally. The super colossal T-Rex, which I got discounted because it was like, I don't know, I think Target was doing a sale or whatever. So got that for like $40 when it goes for like 50 something or 60 or 70 or something like that. And then the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World was like $15 at a thrift store. So I have 3 super colossals, which they're like 40 inches tall. And then a bunch of other ones, and like a Mosasaurus, like the like swimming one. But I'm like, I think that's my plan, is to essentially just pack that up and bring it to a toy store to do like a trade type thing, because
Smart move.
yeah, like I think I can get more of what I truly love without having to, one, like spend a ton of money. Like that should pay for a good amount, because like those typically are, I don't want to say like in high demand, but if you go to a Dallas Vintage Toys and you see their dinosaur collection, like again, I went to Dallas Vintage Toys, saw some dinosaurs, were looking at the prices, like, man, like 50, 60, 70, 125, whatever. Went to the thrift store right after that, found almost the exact same dinosaurs for like $6.
Yeah.
So, you know, those can do well. But yeah, I think that's the plan, man, is just like I'm offloading and then playing the really long game with Jurassic Park. And I think more importantly, like, I just really can't deny that Jurassic Park 3 is my favorite one out of all of them, which, you know, it's just, you can't change time, right? So I think just playing that field is just getting some JP3 stuff, but playing the absolute long game.
You tried it on. It didn't fit.
Yeah.
Make a change. That's totally acceptable. This is like when you guys hear us talk about the rules change. The rules are allowed to change.
I think I should also talk, I know we need to get into the news portion, but I need to get this off my chest too, man. I told you I had a lot of things that I needed to lay on a couch upside down, and but I changed my rules, which is I'm getting rid of the dinosaurs. But the second thing is I tried to be on card collector, and I'm not.
Oh yeah,
I am not.
You do need to talk about this.
So I have always been of the mindset where it's just like, get it and open it. Of course, I struggle in the same way that everybody struggles, where the package is almost the most important thing, because it's the thing that's burned into your inner spirit, into your inner child's heart. And I lasted way longer than I ever thought possible. And specifically what I had on card was a handful of like the major characters for Star Wars Episode 1, the like Batman, I think Mattel line, a couple 2-packs with like Batman and Robin, but like like the Batman animated series are beautiful, right? But those were 92 or 93, right? Yeah. I was born in 92. So the ones that came later with like the new Batman Adventures and whatever they were making after that, Justice League, that Batman is the one that speaks to me the most. So some 2-packs of Batman and Robin, Batman and Catwoman, and then I had a Superman, Man of Steel, Black Suit Superman, and then I had some DC, what else did I have? Oh, I had like OG Mattel from like 2003, Batman and Superman 2-pack. And they were like, I was just using the decoration of them as on display. And when I had that massive haul last Saturday, it was just like, it just awoke. You
just started blacking out while you were ripping?
It just awoke something in me that I was just like, because I was having a hard time opening some of those. And then I just had this like thing where I was like, I'm just not fulfilled by just seeing the way that these things are kind of set up. Because what does this mean later? Am I going to keep buying that? Am I going to keep displaying it? Like, what am I going to do? And I think it was like last Monday night or Tuesday night or something like that. One of those nights where I just went, or Sunday night, I think it was maybe Sunday night, where I was like, I can't do it anymore. I literally went,
I can't take it anymore.
I can't take it anymore, dude. I went and I grabbed all of the DC stuff and then like brought it in. And I'm like talking to my girlfriend. She's like, just do it. And I'm like, but you know, it's whatever.
She
like coming up.
Get it, man.
Yeah, not really getting it. And then I'm watching.
Was it hard? Was it hard for you?
It was really hard. Like the first tear was a little bit tricky because I was like, this is so beautiful. But I'm like, you know what? These are cheap. Like they're cheap overall. They're going to be 10, 15, 20 bucks. So it's
50% of the people listening right now are 100% backing you.
Yeah.
The other 50% can't believe what they're hearing. This is religion.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like a, political disturbance, if you will. But I was like, I had never, so this is another side tangent, but I had never watched an episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I've talked about how much, the whole second episode that we did was devoted to my love for Power Rangers, but because of the vehicle of not having cable, but watching the movie.
Bro, it's on the treadmills at the gym.
It is. And I remember you mentioned that, but I had never done it. So I was like...
Cardio?
No, at home.
You've never done
cardio.
cardio?
Oh, cardio. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's still a no-go. But I basically just like put on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and opened a bunch of Batman toys. And if you want to let me know if there's another better night that exists, don't.
Pizza and Looney Tunes.
That's true.
Is
that
out
was,
there, and you're not defiling the package of some perfectly good figures.
I was so happy. I was like, man, this feels so right. It feels so good.
I get it.
And then I had all this like packaging left over. Then the next night, or
if you recall, I did tell you leave them on cards, see how it feels, and then you can do a mass tear if you like. Because like I've done that from time to time. Just stuff I knew I was going to open, I just let it stockpile so that I could do what you did. Throw on, get a glass of Merlot. I don't know what that even is.
Okay. You said, and I was like, milk? Yeah.
throw on some nerd stuff on the TV and do a mass tear.
Dude, it was religious, and I felt so good about it. I was so excited, and then I basically kept all of the card art that like I really wanted. And what was cool about a lot of those toys at the time is that they were just like cardboard or pieces of paper that you can just pull out, right?
Oh yeah.
And having done that with my Marvel shelf, where I like
in the front of the bubble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like cutting out some of the card art to be able to display it in a creative way that captures the legacy of what it is you love about it. So kept all those to the side, and then I think it was Thursday night or Wednesday night, one of those nights where I basically was like, well, time to do Star Wars. And then I just...
Oh, you didn't do them all at the same time?
No, I didn't. Well, it was like 10 p.m., 10:30 or whatever, and I was like getting ready for bed, and I'm like, I want more of an enjoyment experience with this. So I basically just grabbed my Star Wars, was watching Seinfeld, and I'm just opening Star Wars figures. And I'm like, and they come with the little chip, right? The little like chip with their face on it that has the little like foot peg to like display them.
Oh, those are a stand?
Yeah, you just put them on there.
I didn't know that. I thought they were just to take to the store and do the talking thing.
It is, but like, yeah, they have a little stand too. So now they have their own display. So that was amazing, man. Super, like, it was like everything that I needed. And it was like, there's no denying why I'm here, what my purpose is in this world. And then the other day, I had, I took a photo of it on Instagram where it was like, all right, here's the aftermath. I still don't have any regret. And then I was like, well, I have a pretty wide open schedule. So I'm going to just like sit in the office, listen to a podcast, and then just like cut out all of the, like logos and stuff and everything I managed to like. Well, I was careful when I was opening them because I was like, if you pull, like, especially with the Superman Man of Steel, if you pull the bubble open, it'll pull the bottom.
It'll rip them, yeah.
But thankfully, like, it's a little bit damaged, but not that bad. But dude, I should take a photo of it. I probably will do a photo or a video of it. That giant S.
That backing alone is dope. I bet you there's people on eBay that are selling just that. Yeah,
for sure. And so it just was like this wild way for me to have all of these logos. And like I said, I showed one of my clients, and he took my phone and just stared at it for 20 seconds and then was like, whoa, dude, that brought me back. And I'm like, yes, my child, yes. But last night I was like, hey, I've got pretty much a good amount of time to kill. So I just spent time putting up and displaying each of these. Okay, where do I want this Batman and this Batman and Superman? Well, they were Batman and Superman toys, so I'm going to do that. The giant S logo from the Superman Man of Steel that's going on the top. Like, I have there's a ton of Batman logos, but I have a ton of Batman toys, and that's
Batman's your main. So.
Yeah, exactly. I will just continue to get that stuff. And then on the other side, I had the Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus 2-pack, the package, the.
You opened that?
Oh, of course.
Oh my!
It's beautiful.
I knew you were going to, but I'm still shook.
Man, it's amazing. It was so good. So anyway, I cut that. The Spider-Man Dr. Octopus logo out and then displayed that. Then I had this even better idea for the Marvel shelf. So this is really like specific. I probably need to have some photos of it or whatever. But with the Marvel Toy Biz Marvel Legends, on the sides they have like the 4, the X, the Spider-Man logo, the Captain America shield, and then that's probably it. Maybe an A or something like that are for Avengers. Something. They have all of the logos on the sides of the card, right? That are just go down. And I'm like, And I look at my Marvel shelf and I'm like, what if I just cut the sides out the same way that the box is displayed and then just have those logos going all the way down on both sides?
Of the shelf?
No, just on like the sides of the shelves. So when you're facing it, like you're like, basically I'm standing up now, but it would be like, this is my shelf and this is like where they're at. So it just goes all the way down on both sides.
Facing each other, facing in.
No, facing out.
Facing you.
Facing me.
Oh, okay.
So I did that, and it actually worked out pretty good. I had a bunch of leftover boxes because I knew I wanted to use those things for something. And man, it just might actually be like my next favorite thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because it, again, captures exactly what we love about this.
We need pictures of this on the Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some photos and kind of like maybe even just do a video of like a walkthrough. I should have done the whole process of like cutting and stuff like that. But dude, super therapeutic. And now it has given me this freedom where there's like so much more like artistic display that is to come, because obviously buying is not going to slow down anytime soon, and there's infinite amount of toys that I'm going to continue to get.
Right.
And I want to do the same with Power Rangers, whatever. So I am honestly, yeah, man, it feels good to be living in the truth.
I'm just happy that you're happy. Okay, before we get to the news though, which we do need to do, you watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers at 30 plus years old.
Yeah.
And?
God awful. Dude, so I think it was you that told me that they were like, okay, we shot...
It's a Japanese show that they inserted English stuff into.
Yeah, and it was pretty apparent.
Yeah.
So, love the aesthetic. I watched one episode and that was it. And I was like... I believe it. I love it. This, like, again, like, I'm already sold, right? I never had to go back.
I talk about it, I think, on every episode about some stuff you can go back to and some stuff you can't.
Yeah.
Some stuff, just leave the memories alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But, all right, let's get on to the news.
New at 11, buyer beware. A local family is outraged over a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy that they bought for their son. It says a variety of phrases, but the family believes one of them includes a swear word that starts with a B.
All right, it is a pretty monstrous news week. I'm going to do this slightly out of order because there's one thing that I really want to talk about first, rather than doing this in kind of the order of the companies, which I normally do. And that is, there was an announcement from Mattel Creations this last week where they showed off a shock drop. Actually, it wasn't even pre-order. You can actually still buy it, I believe, at Mattel Creations. And that is the anniversary of the Stone Cold Steve Austin 316 promo. Did you see this? This is from 1996 when he won the King of the Ring. And he goes up on the stage and he cuts the infamous Austin 316 promo where he coins the phrase Austin 316, says, "I just whipped your ass." It comes in this amazing package with the broken glass.
That's sick.
It comes with the throne, the crown, the little pedestal that holds the crown. It has the iconic picture of the promo on the back of the box with Doc Hendricks. Kind of a bummer it doesn't come with a Doc Hendricks. There's one that's been released, but he's wearing pink, and as you can see in the picture, he's wearing black.
Wow.
Couple things about this. One is I'm a massive Stone Cold Steve Austin fanatic. He's a top shelf fronter, middle in my case. Can't get any better positioning than that. I adore the man, the character, everything that he's done in his career, including his film career. So I'm ecstatic that this exists. I'm also a big fan of the King of the Ring tournament and the prestige and this crown and this chair. I love this packaging. I think it's an amazing autograph piece for a guy that doesn't really do that many autographs. But here's my problem with it. Stone Cold Steve Austin without his entrance gear or his street gear is just a dude in black trunks. And this is basically just a re-released Elite figure. It's not even an Ultimate. The other nitpicks that I have are in 1996, he didn't even have his iconic like music yet. This is early days of the Stone Cold character.
So before the broken glass.
Before the broken glass. Also, if you see, it comes with the Austin 316 shirt. Well, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. He literally just said it. There's not a shirt yet, right? In this promo and in this photograph of the promo, he doesn't have his like signature full goatee. He has the mustache and the bottom thing, and they don't connect. He realized in short order that that was a bad look and has the look that we all know him for now. The other thing is, part of the reason that this was an iconic moment was that he had just gotten back from the hospital. The King of the Ring is a one-night tournament, and he had 2 matches already before the finals that he beat Jake the Snake Roberts and cut that promo.
Yeah.
Well, in his match with Mark Marrow, he busted his lip open. He has a very, very prominent scar now, and he had 16 stitches in his lip in that match and in this promo, not on the figure. That bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the mystique of him. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to kind of vent about this really, really cool but kind of problematic figure that, like, just could have been one of the greatest things that Mattel ever put out, and instead it's just very cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think people will still go crazy over it.
They will.
But,
It'll be
yeah.
fronters for people,
Yeah.
and I think it should be. It deserves that place, but it could have been an all-timer.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's a home run. It could have been a grand slam.
Makes sense.
Is basically where I'm at with it. Okay, now we can move on a little bit faster. Hasbro, we'll start with them. They put out I think this is for the 300th anniversary of the United States. Is that a thing? No, that's not right. 250?
1776 minus.
Yeah, 250.
Yeah.
So they put out a 250th birthday edition of Duke that is red, white, and blue.
Oh, yeah.
Comes in a red, white, and blue package. Probably a big deal for like certain Joe collectors or certain America fans.
Yeah.
I don't need it, but it does look good. It looks very reminiscent of like the old toys. It just looks like a big version of the old toys. That was really the only thing that Hasbro really did that I think made any waves. I could be wrong. Oh, also, we're recording on Saturday. WonderCon is still happening. Mm-hmm. There could be massive news that is almost assuredly happening while I'm talking.
Yeah.
Moving over to McFarlane, they showed off a Hellboy. There's a lot of Hellboy merchandise coming out these days, it feels like.
Yeah.
It looks really good. It looks like a big 7-inch version of the comic book. Like,
Yeah, I wonder if they're like buckling down, trying to get some more. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. Get some more properties.
yeah, I don't know that Hellboy is. I think Hellboy is a pretty like cult classic. It's not like a big deal, but this
It's cool, man. I like them.
This looks really good. The jacket looks like it's cloth goods.
Yeah.
It's a very quality looking figure, which it even has the Dark Horse logo on it, which I don't know if they've done anything Dark Horse before.
Yeah.
McFarlane also showed off their baseball mascots. You getting some of these?
I did not see those, I don't think.
They've got the Brewers, Phillies, Pirates, Orioles, Braves, Cardinals, Mets, Cubs, Reds, and other Reds mascots. I can't tell if they're articulated or not. If they're not articulated, this is a little bit gimmick and fringy on Major's Big Rubber Guy ones. But,
Oh, wow.
yeah, they actually do look like Big Rubber Guys. I don't know how tall they are, though. 8 inches. So, yeah,
Wow.
they're basically Big Rubber Guys. Huh, that's a little weird that 2 companies would be basically producing essentially the same thing.
Yeah, that is kind of funny, but I would be curious to see how they do.
Yeah. Baseball fans love merchandise.
Yeah, they do for sure.
collectibles.
And I think there's like baseball and toys is like, there's a crossover
There's
for
a
sure.
crossover. McFarlane also showed off a new Superman Heat Vision from Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, which launches for pre-order on April 9th.
10 years of the masterpiece. Continue.
God. That's weird timing to me that like it doesn't seem to be like a 10-year anniversary thing. It just seems like putting out a figure for a 10-year-old movie.
Well, it is kind of random that it is like a near the 10-year because like it is actually like it just happened, like the 10-year anniversary just happened. So
it looks good though. It looks like a McFarlane. It looks like Henry Cavill. I don't
looks
really have
like Batman v Superman.
Yeah, it looks accurate. Okay, then kind of coming back to Hasbro, sort of. Y'all remember when I said that they should make Incredible Hulk figures and put them in a retro box, and then it happened? Mm-hmm. What was the other thing I predicted? I made something else happen too that I can't remember off the top of my head. Well, there's a third thing now.
Yeah, okay.
I have been, if you guys follow at Mighty Champions, I have been clamoring for a Dennis Rodman NWO figure. Well, guess who's going into the WWE Hall of Fame? Dennis Rodman. What comes with a Hall of Fame induction? A Legends deal. Merchandise.
Crazy.
So that almost, this post right here that I'm showing you, which is this is a Smash and Bash WCW figure that they're showing here. But Ringside Collectibles puts up a congratulations with a figure because they know what's up.
Wow.
They're like, here comes the Dennis Rodman figure.
Crazy.
I can't frickin' wait, dude.
That's crazy.
That's high on my list. So, yeah, eyes peeled for that.
I love that at that time he was just like, man, I'm going to go do wrestling.
Dude, he's in the finals against the Utah Jazz, and they're like, why aren't you at practice? And he's like, I got a match coming up.
I love that. It's so sick.
He's like, I'm hanging out with the NWO right now.
Man, that's crazy.
Have you only seen about that from The Last Dance?
I don't remember that scene, though. I remember him being gone from practice because he wanted to go to Vegas.
They probably didn't have the rights to show the video.
Maybe they did, though.
I got to show you documentary of it from WWE's side where they can show you the video. He's in the stretch limo pounding beers with Hulk Hogan.
That's funny. Maybe they did because it feels familiar. Maybe I just saw it in real time or something.
And then moving over to Jada, who had a huge WonderCon, they showed off these really cool Flintstones figures that come with Fruity Pebbles. I think they come with Fruity Pebbles. They're shown with Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
Which I think is just awesome. I love the Flintstones also.
Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time thinking about them, but I do.
Scooby-Doo also, right?
Scooby-Doo. Yeah, they showed off some Scooby-Doo figures, or the same Scooby-Doo figures that they've been showing. I've never seen them in a store.
Me either. Yeah.
Not in a retail. I've seen them at aftermarket. Jada also showed off in the Street Fighter II Ultra T-Hawk and Zangief. Man, again, I'm going to keep saying it. These are the sickest figures that I don't collect. I just am 1 degree shy of being a big enough Street Fighter fan to pay for these, but I'm a mega fan of the figures. More so than the game or the characters themselves. I just love the look, the construction, the execution, the quality, the price, the packaging, the posability. These are some of the best figures ever released to market. And this T-Hawk and this Zangief are no different. Zangief's my guy. Obviously, he's the wrestler, right? So
nice.
They look so good. In NECA, Haulathon continues. I tried to go to Haulathon. There was no cake. There was no balloons. There was no figures. But it's going on. There's some more NECA turtles that are going.
Yeah, I'm here for Haulathon. Is that any? What are you talking about?
Tiger Claw is just dropped. The foot bots are out there. The horror ones are still out there. So hit up your targets. Maybe you're having great luck with it. I'm not even trying to buy them. I just want to look at them, and I have not seen a single one yet. And nobody that I communicate with has either. People are buying them because I do see strangers. They're like, "Oh, I bought all 4 of these turtles in the Usagi Yojimbo." They're available somewhere, but not here.
Yeah,
not here. Mezco showed off some new 5 points, which is Harry Potter, the OG movie Harry Potter, the real Harry Potter. So they've got Harry, Ron, Professor Quirrell, and Hermione 5 points. 5 points I think are cool. I can't justify what they cost.
No.
They're like $50-$60.
Oh, please.
I'm like, get out of here.
Dude, that's crazy.
Did you see the Mondo Daredevil?
Yeah, the yellow suit, right?
Yeah, the yellow suit from the animated series.
Pretty sick.
From Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Looks really, really good, as Mondo always does. It's that Mondo quality. And then there's also the Mondo Leonardo. These Mondo Ninja Turtle figures from a craft, posability, accessories, they might be the best figures I've ever seen in my life. This one matched with that Donatello one. But the best figures I've ever seen in my life still shouldn't cost $225 to me. Oh my God. There's never a world where I can justify a $225 1/6 scale action figure.
Yeah, I mean, like Hot Toys, I feel like ruined that, and they were, because they're like $500 or whatever, something crazy. So, man, I don't know. I can appreciate it from a distance.
And then lastly, Jax. Jax looks like they're kind of having a little bit of a comeback. They showed off some Sonic the Hedgehog figures, which don't appear to be movie related. They're 35th anniversary of the game related. There's like pixelated Sonic, Tails, Dr. Eggman, Shadow, Werehog. Like looks like they're starting a line here, or at least like a limited run of video game homaging Sonic the Hedgehog. They also showed off some new Simpsons to go with the line that they've had going, which is King Size Homer and the Moo Moo, Lard Lad. Oh, that's a plush. Oh, I might actually need that. If I see that in the store, I'm buying that. I'm getting the Lard Lad plush.
What does that look like? Who's that?
It's the statue of the donut store.
The donut guy, yeah.
But yeah, that's all the news that I got. Did you have anything?
You got it all, man. I didn't see anything else that jumped out at me.
Okay.
Other than like some more Blokees stuff that my buddy Chase, who obviously was on the 3 episodes ago, he's real into them, and he's been sending me a lot more of those videos or pictures of like the absolute Batman Blokees, and I think a Moon Knight that's coming up, and I'm
gonna get this Thor put together sooner or later, and I'll give you my review of it.
Cool.
All right, you ready for your pop quiz?
Ready.
Chuck Norris, Karate Kommandos.
Bring it up, crack it down, fight forces of evil wherever they're found.
Figures sold separately.
Location Tibet. Assignment recover stolen microchip. Protecting it was Super Ninja. Hi-ya! First, Kimo stood up to him. Hi-ya! And was downed. Then Reed Smith flew in. Hi-ya! And was grounded. But now it's his karate against mine. Hi-ya!
Chuck Norris, Karate Kommandos. Chuck Norris, Super Ninja, Reed Smith, Kimo, and other figures sold separately. New from Kenner.
Okay, pop quiz, hotshot. There was something that happened recently that was kind of impactful to me, and I'm sure to a lot of people. I don't know about to you, but what is your relationship with Chuck Norris?
Man, Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
And Return of the Dragon, Bruce Lee, where he rips his chest hair out.
Yep. Sidekicks?
Sidekicks is one that I always caught the same exact scene.
Okay.
On a hot weekend day at like 3 p.m. on the WB.
Yeah.
Because it was like a movie of the day kind of thing. So
I was obsessed with that movie.
I need to watch it.
I wished that Chuck Norris was my imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was watching The Octagon. I was watching Walker, Texas Ranger. So, there's a movie where there's a movie where he fights this like serial killer that's actually kind of serious.
Really?
I can't remember the name of it.
Lone Wolf McQuade?
Lone Wolf McQuade, Missing in Action, all Mission USA. I was a big Chuck Norris guy.
Yeah.
My best friend and my former roommate had a bulldog named Chuck, named after Chuck Norris.
Nice.
Like Chuck Norris was a big part of my entire life up until a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, when he passed. And that was an episode that I missed, so I wanted to get around to talking about Chuck Norris.
Okay.
So I hope you've been studying Chuck Norris Karate Kommandos. Have you ever heard those words in that order before? Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Put phones down.
Okay, all right.
Phones down. So here's the synopsis. Chuck Norris and his team of Karate Kommandos, the world's only defense against the Claw and his dark minion, Super Ninja. Two very dangerous men who threaten the safety of the world. The world's at stake, and it's all up to Chuck Norris and friends. Team members include the likes of Pepper, The Tech Expert, Reed, Chuck's Apprentice, Chemo, a Samurai Tabe, a Sumo Champ. Too much, a Young Ward, and Chuck Norris himself. Whatever evil threatens the world and its people, Chuck Norris and crew are sure to be there to fight to the end and make sure they come out on top and put evil in its place.
Wow. This is a cartoon?
It was true or false. Question 1.
Okay.
Karate Kommandos action figures are based on a Chuck Norris cartoon of the same name that only ran for 5 episodes.
True.
That is true.
How did it not? What year?
Question 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a cartoon that only had 5 episodes. They were trying to rally on the back of Mr. T's popular cartoon. It was a Ruby Spears cartoon, just like Superman. And they managed to get 5 episodes out of it before it got canned.
Wow.
Question number 2. What year were the figures and the cartoon released? A, 1976. B, 1986. C, 1996. D, 2006. And I want to hear your thought process.
Okay, so because you said Mr. T, it would have to be the 80s because they were trying to do something in the 80s. But Walker, Texas Ranger was in the 90s. And I felt like I saw more of him in the 90s than I did in the 80s. But Rambo would have been the thing at the time. Because it was like that was the thing. So they had to have been hot off the heels of Rambo. Because they would, I remember seeing the covers of the movies that he was making, and they were very like trying to keep up with the Steven Seagal.
Very much so.
Okay,
It's just him and a couple Uzis.
Yeah, I'm going with 1986.
B, 1986 is correct.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, like that is a year away from Rambo Force of Freedom.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is probably why it only lasted 5 episodes.
They're like, we got a better one coming.
Well, that one had already failed. Question 3. If you were to be a completist, how many Karate Kommandos action figures would you need to buy, including vehicles? So essentially, how many are there? A, 12. B, 20. C, 25. D, 30.
I'm going A, 12.
That's also correct.
Yeah, there is no way that they would just go and mass produce. The word that got me is that I was like, okay, well, the last 3 questions are like over 20 or 20 plus. So I'm like, maybe there was, but I'm like, there's still no way. 5 episodes is not deem worthy of that many toys.
So on this instance, your thought process is correct. There's questions later on where that same thought process will bite you.
Okay.
Question 4. True or false? Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door.
Yeah, true.
True. True. Question 5. What scale are Chuck Norris Karate Kommandos figures? A, 3.75. B, 5-inch. C, 6-inch. D, 12-inch.
If I had to go with what I think they did because of cost in a way, I have like a gut feeling. Both answers are a gut feeling on whether or not they're going to be correct. But I'll probably go with A, 3.75.
That would be incorrect. They are 6-inch figures.
Dang it.
Even in 1986.
I knew that. Because I was like, well, the Rambo was similar, so...
Rambo was like 8-inch.
Okay.
Yeah, Rambos are huge.
Okay. Dang it. I should have. But I just thought I had saw a Chuck Norris like 3.75.
Yeah, you probably have. That probably is a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, question 6. What is the name of the main Chuck Norris figure in the line? A, Camo Carnage Chuck Norris. B, Jungle Jumper Chuck Norris. C, Karate Champion Chuck Norris. or D, Battle Gear Chuck Norris?
Dang, man. If I had to take a guess, just based off of him, C, Karate Champion.
That is not correct.
Wow.
That was me throwing you off the scent.
You threw me off.
It's D, Battle Gear Chuck Norris.
That one I was like, that's a gut feeling for sure. Dang it.
Ever since we brought Camo Carnage to light, I've become obsessed with the titles of the figures based on what it is they do or what they're wearing or whatever, and I've applied it to people.
I love it.
Number 7. What is Battle Gear Chuck Norris's action feature called? Is it A, dual flashing karate chops, B, triple sidekick, C, ground and pound, or D, chest hair chokehold?
I'm going B.
Triple sidekick?
Yeah.
It's A, dual flashing karate chops.
Dang it. Well, then you threw me off again because I'm like...
I can't even get a chuckle for chest hair chokehold.
That was good, but I'm trying to think. I'm like, he might be right. I might get that wrong. That could be it.
Question 8. True or false? Chuck Norris has a diary, and it's called the Guinness Book of World Records.
That's beautiful.
It's true.
9.
Tabe, the mighty sumo wrestler of the Karate Kommandos, has a fighting action in which you squeeze the legs together, and he performs what move? A, the Fat Boy Flattener. B, Obesity Obliterator. Oh my God. C, Cholesterol Crusher. Or D, Earthquake Shake.
I'm going to go D.
It's D, Earthquake Shake.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Number 10. As described, the Karate Kommandos' arch nemesis is the Claw, a leader of the enemy group Vulture. What is the last sold price on eBay for a mint on card 1986 Claw? A, $27. B, $67. C, $147. D, there is no Claw figure.
Dang it.
27, 67, 147, or there is no Claw figure.
I think I know what the answer is because I'm going to go... I know what the answer is, but I'm going to go $67.
The answer is D.
It's D.
There
I knew
is
there wasn't
no
one.
Claw
God
figure.
dang it.
They didn't release the main bad guy in the one and only wave that they ever put out.
You always go with that. If there's one that is like... sounds like that, you always go with
How
it.
do you not release the main good guy and the main bad guy in the line to start off with?
I mean, I feel like because it's taken us this long to know that this was real, like that's why, you know? Like,
Question 11. Claw's Dark Minion Super Ninja does have a figure with Cobra Strike Kick action. What is Super Ninja's last sold price for a mint on card, unpunched, graded 9.4? Is it A, $125, B, $225, C, $325, or D, $425?
I think I'm going A.
It's D, $425.
Oh my God.
Unpunched, graded 9.4 Super Ninja.
I mean, I've never in the history of toys have heard of this. It's crazy.
Number 12. True or false? Chuck Norris doesn't worry about high gas prices. His car runs on fear.
True.
True. You're killing it. Number 13. There are 2 vehicles in the line, but a third and fourth are shown on the back of the box that never actually got released. What is the name of the first one? A, Karate Boat. B, Karate Tank. C, Karate Chopper. D, Karate Jet.
Karate Chopper is so good. I'm going with Karate Chopper.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Too good to not.
They're amazing stuff. Just putting the word karate in front of things.
Yes.
Amazing. Number 14. Other than Super Ninja, How many more ninjas were released as part of Chuck Norris Karate Kommandos? A, 1, B, 2, 3, C, 3, D, 4.
Say that again.
1, 2, 3, or 4.
What was the question?
How many other ninjas besides Super Ninja?
Oh. 1, A?
C, 3.
Dang.
There's Ninja Serpent, Red Ninja Master, and Ninja Warrior.
Okay.
Ninja Serpent is a repaint of Super Ninja, and then Red Ninja Master and Ninja Warrior are repaints of one another.
Oh my god.
Question 15. In 1987, Chuck Norris Karate Kommandos had a tie-in comic book published by Star Comics with art by what legendary comic artist?
Okay.
A, Steve Ditko. B, Jack Kirby. C, Todd McFarlane. D, Jim Lee. One of those is true.
Okay. This was
1987.
1987. It would have been. I think I know who it is, but I'm gonna go Steve Ditko.
It's Steve Ditko.
Okay, yeah.
It's Steve Ditko in 1987.
So I was gonna say later in his years,
Yeah.
and based off of what how people have talked about him and like the type of kind of guy he is, and how Rorschach is essentially based off of him, that a Chuck Norris kind of ultra commando type vibe is why I was like, I think it's Steve Ditko, and it's also later in his career.
I didn't know he was still alive in 1987.
Yeah.
So that one kind of blew my mind. Number 16. True or false? When Chuck Norris enters a room, he does not turn the lights off. He does not turn the lights on. He turns the dark off.
Beautiful. True.
I botched it. Number 17. What are the names of the other two Chuck Norris figures in the line? Mustache Mauler and Salty Sailor. B, Kung Fu Training Gi and Secret Agent. C, Karate Jeans and Total Gym. D, Katana Swing and Jet Pilot.
Going D.
Katana Swing and Jet Pilot?
Yeah.
Good, but not right. The answer is B, Kung Fu Training Gi and Secret Agent.
Oh, God. Okay.
By the way, C, Karate Jeans and Total Gym, actual products sold by Chuck Norris.
Wow.
You don't remember the Karate Jeans ads in comic books?
No.
Have you read like 70s comic books?
I think the earliest was like in the 80s.
If you open up some 70s ones, there's full page ads for jeans to do karate in that have Chuck Norris's name on them.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. I can smell that ad.
Wow.
Number 18. The Ninja Bonsai Cycle shown on the packaging was another unreleased vehicle, a villain motorcycle, and a repaint of an existing vehicle. What was the name of the motorcycle that was actually released? A, Karate Kawasaki. B, Ninja. C, Samurai Cycle. Or D, Commando Cycle.
I'd probably go D, Commando Cycle.
C, Samurai Cycle.
Gosh. I'm saying the ones when I know the true answer. And I'm all feeling bad that I'm like losing these and I had no idea any of this was going to happen.
You idiot.
Man.
19 of 21. Probably the most sought after toy from the Karate Kommandos line is the Karate Corvette. A Corvette loaded with weapons, accessories, and play features, essentially Chuck Norris's Batmobile.
Okay.
What is the last sold price for a Karate Commando Corvette?
Okay.
New in box.
Okay.
A, $95. B, $195. C, $595. D, $1,095.
I'm going to go with, out of like rarity, and probably just don't feel like they're that common, I'm going to go with C, the 595.
It's actually $195, which was way lower than I thought it would be. Because I've seen people go bananas for this thing. I've seen people on like a Netflix show about like junk hunting go crazy for it. I've seen it on Toy Federation.
I've never seen it. That's crazy.
And or maybe I saw it on Dallas Vintage Toys. One of those sorts of things. What's crazy to me is they didn't get a chance to include the main villain, but they did fully design and develop a car with stuff that it shoots and like wings that pop out. It's a Batmobile, and it has the name Corvette, which means that General Motors is associated with it for a cartoon that lasted 5 episodes.
Wow.
They bet on Chuck Norris that hard.
Wow.
Number 20, the penultimate question. What company produced the Chuck Norris Karate Commando action figure line? Knowing everything that you know, what company was this? There's no multiple choice.
No multiple choice. Wow. I was going to ask this question earlier, but I was like, it's probably coming. Trying to think what was some of the bigger 80s. I mean, it wasn't... Crap, man. LJN just did wrestling, right?
They did Thundercats also.
Okay. So I know it wasn't them.
And video games.
Wasn't Playmates. It couldn't have been Kenner. But I'm also like, what are 80s toy lines or toy company?
Mattel's around.
Yeah.
Hasbro's around. Everybody who's here now basically was there
that's
then.
true. That's true.
Not, McFarlane, but Mondo or whatever, but the big hitters.
I'll go with Mattel.
It was Kenner.
Kenner. Oh,
it was Kenner.
My God.
It also blew my mind. Like, I guess they can't all be hits.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. And then based on when this episode is going to drop, question number 21, true or false? Chuck Norris's calendar goes straight from March 31st to April 2nd because no one fools Chuck Norris.
Beautiful. True.
True indeed.
True indeed.
Now you know about Chuck Norris's Karate Combat.
Well, now we have a resurrection of Toy Line that we do a segment on. And if you remember when watching one of the episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger, in which I believed there to be a character named Martial Art. That will be part of the toy line. We will be making Martial Art himself.
In the next iteration of Karate Commandos.
What was that guy's name again? You knew his name, I think.
The actor?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have to relook it up.
Yeah. Or maybe you look up and you're like, is it this guy? Which is crazy that you knew that. But, that is pretty hilarious. I mean, if there's some diehard Chuck toy fans out there, please let me know.
Get at us. Let us know what you thought of Christian crashing and burning.
Well, at first I was doing good, man. I was hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah, they start off easy.
Yeah. Dude, that's funny, man.
Yeah, but really quizzing you, but really just educating about the toy line, paying homage to the great Chuck Norris, the legend of action, Hollywood, martial arts, bottled water, fitness equipment, jeans, and toys.
Yeah.
Big ups to Chuck Norris. Thank you, Gary, very much for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Make sure you leave us a review. Hit us up on Instagram @MightyChampions. And we will catch you guys next week. Peace.